I don't like gun violence because it's scary.
Pretty much anybody can have access to a gun.
I used to think that the police kept us safe.
Like when I'm alone, that's when I feel safe.
If he decides to shoot up their school, no one will be there to stop it.
Safe is somewhere where you are comfortable and you don't fear for your life and you can truly be your authentic self.
Feeling like you're not gonna get hurt physically, mentally, or spiritually.
It's like being careful. Like not doing anything like with dangerous stuff.
I feel that safety is when you're able to not be so self-aware, so self-conscious of everything that you're doing, not having to check your surroundings all the time and be on high alert 24/7. That is safety because your mind and your body is able to relax.
Safety and who and what makes me feel safe is really my own people. There's people that can validate who I am without being biased to what I look like.
How I define safety definitely changed over the years. When I was young, I used to think that the police kept us safe, but I feel like in this day and age, seeing all of the situations that the police have put people of color in and stuff like that, it kind of makes us uneasy to go to them for things. The way I define safety now is just like a feeling, like when you're in your community and you get to know your neighbor, it makes you feel safe with those people.
Just having that sense of protection and that sense of being who we are in our communities.
When I'm alone in my room, that's where I feel safe.
I feel safe in anywhere where I can be comfortable. That's at home with my mom or without, and anywhere around my friends.
I'm not that safe at school because we don't have a lot of officers or any officers really to be on campus to monitor what's going on. We just have one officer who comes in the morning, and our gates are always open throughout the day for students to come in and off the campus, and anybody can get on campus. There will be a lot of videos shown to other students from students. I don't think that they really make it to the fights in time to really stop the damage that's being done.
Honestly, I feel my safest at home. School comes with a lot of risk considering all the school shootings that has been happening. So you never know with the school.
I don't really feel safe at school. Anybody could walk on and like get into our classrooms because the doors are wide open, and we don't really have like the gates around our school like unlocked all the time, so you could just come in and out. We don't have any officers except one, I think.
So where I feel the safest is in my own community and my own home.
Probably at my house or friend's house.
We're all in this survival mode, and there's never really opportunities where we could truly thrive.
I don't feel safe at school. There's no security on our school grounds or anything like that. A kid brought a fake gun to school and he hid it behind the class. And when they found out, they didn't really do anything about it. If the gun was real and he decided to shoot up their school, nothing, like, no one will be there to stop it.
I don't like gun violence. I don't like gun violence because it's scary.
I think and feel that there should be much, much stricter laws with all the mass shootings in all these different places.
I feel the gun violence, it's happening way too much. There's been numerous amount of shootings at schools with children getting killed, and it shouldn't be happening this way because guns should not be this accessible to anybody.
Gun violence really shouldn't be such a big problem as it is now, and it's really only been a big problem in the United States.
Gun violence is a very scary issue in and outside of school. Pretty much anybody can have access to a gun and they have the freedom to use it however they want.
You can't drink until you're a certain age. You can't drive really until you're a certain age. And I feel as if we give people guns that have a less mature mind, we have people that are going to do very wrong things. I feel that healthcare should be taught about in every school because most homes, they don't have a parent or a family member that can teach them how to properly take care of themselves.
Healthcare should be provided to each and every person in every community because it's really necessary and it's something that we all need. So I feel like we should just think about how it would affect us in the same way it would affect somebody else. Like if you need healthcare, just imagine that person who can't afford it, they still need it the same as you do. So they should have equal opportunity to get healthcare as well.
Mainly in poverty, where it is majority of the Black community and also other people of color, it is proven that Black people and specifically Black women do not get the same care in hospitals that other ethnicities do. As a Black woman, it's scary to think that if something happens to me, I might not get the care that I need to remain healthy because I am Black. I'm lucky to live in a safe area where I don't have to fear for my life every day, but for the people that do, there needs to be a change. Nobody should be scared to leave their house because they're stuck in the long cycle of being in poverty.
For schools, like better mental health people, like instead of just counselors, therapists, people who can really help.
Mental health needs to be a conversation that's normalized in America.
Currently, we have an abortion problem with females not being able to have legal abortions, and I feel as if that is completely unfair to women. If we are being completely honest, we can't force others' religion onto others. Some people can't afford children, some people are not financially stable to have children, some people are not ready mentally to have children. They are not in the mindset enough to have children, so therefore it would be horrible for a person to have the child, be forced to having a child, and then have the child neglected because they were not ready, but they were forced to be ready to have that child. The fact that they took away legal abortions with doctors and everything is just going to make people do unsafe abortions, which is going to start killing a lot of people.
In many states, there will no longer be an option for women to get an abortion no matter the circumstances. The only way that they can get one is to travel to another state that does perform safe abortions. And the problem with that is that not everybody has the money to drive or to take a flight. It's very disappointing that women in so many places can't have that choice. Abortion isn't going to stop because if someone really wants or needs it, they're going to get it. What's going to start happening is that women are going to start getting unsafe and unsanitary and illegal abortions opposed to going to someone who truly knows what they're doing.
There is lots of things in the education system that are wrong. Teaching stuff that we don't need to know. I just feel there could be better stuff that they could teach us.
Education is supposed to be about working and teaching you how to be prepared for an adult. It teaches you how to do these things. But if we're being honest, it brainwashes your mind because all you're thinking about is working and working and working. You can have serious times, but you can also have a time where you guys can relax and still be able to learn at the same time.
My education isn't a big issue for me. My school is very involved in making sure that we are comfortable in our learning environment so that we can have the best learning experience possible.
When it comes to college, I feel like everyone should have access to college. It shouldn't cost an arm and a leg just to learn and get your degree and try to better your circumstances in your life. I feel like there should be equal opportunity for everyone who's trying to get their education.
I think from my experience with working with youth and having been a young person myself growing up in this city, I think there's a lot of pressures. There's so much pressures to be a certain type of way, to look a certain type of way, to talk a certain type of way, to dress and act a certain type of way.
Being a young person in America has its pros and cons. We definitely have a lot of work to do, and I feel like being a young person, a lot of that falls onto us because it's on our future generations to kind of fix the problems that have been caused in our society today.
As a young person in America today, it's I would say it's stressful, but at the same time it's not. We're put to a standard now to where we have to do this and do that. And I mean, it's stressful because one, I have to think about my future all the time.
It's definitely hard. Being a young person and hearing about adult problems, it's hard because you know there's like not really anything you can do.
When it comes to education and healthcare, I feel like they should be accessible to everyone.
For our most recent issue, Roe v. Wade, simply just don't get an abortion if you don't believe in them or if you don't want one. Don't strip that choice away from people that really need it just because you don't like it personally.
For Roe v. Wade is to not let men decide what women get to do with their body.
Think about who we're voting for and who we're putting in office, because that could be a big part of like the laws that happen in the future.
There needs to be grant fundings, more opportunities, resources, people power, dealing with those bigger issues.
There's so much that the government can do to reduce the amount of like gun violence that's happening in our society with like stricter gun laws.
It's something that can be done way faster than their idea of getting better security systems in every single school. It's quicker and efficient and has a higher chance in actually keeping everyone safe.
Get rid of guns.
It's super dumb to be racist, but it's still around. Like mass incarceration. After they go in jail, or prison, they have a criminal record, and then it's hard to find a stable job and pay the bills. You kind of just like force it on them to commit more crimes. So what I think that can help with like mass incarceration is stop just throwing people in jail, and then when they come out you expect them to be good. That's not the way it works.
I feel like I get to use my voice more, and I get to have that voice for myself and for others.
Just trying to be the best version that I can be of myself out in the community, especially when it comes to working with youth. What I try to do is be a light to our young folks. I tell them all the time that it's not about the hard work, it's about the hard work. Going through situations where I was experiencing darkness or crisis or trauma, it's in those moments of like positivity and moments of being hopeful that I'm able to thrive past the situation.
If we don't agree with something collectively that the US has done and like we think it's wrong, like us coming together using our voices is a big solution that works. Like it may not seem like it works right then and there, but if we stand up for what we want and use our voices, we will receive it.
We have this thing going around where everybody is doing everything for a trend. I feel like we shouldn't just let it be a trend and completely forget about it once everything is over, and continue to fight for the things that we want and not just completely just be quiet once everybody is off. The more you speak, the more people are going to want to hear you. The more people are going to want to fight with you. So continue on, no matter what. You continue to fight for what you think is right.
Yeah. To me, my safety is when I'm by the people in my life. I hear gunshots in my neighborhood and mama's always crying. In the morning to the court, yellow tape and bodies lie. But they're gone with the stories and chalk size in his outline. Now we ball up where this young man used to live and breathe his life. I'm scared to go to school and fear us kids could die. Equality for all, but the cops are choosing lives. You only live once, the system won't let you do it twice. No redemptions or rewards for change and doing right. So much hatred and depression that puts it on for size. Badges and suits, to me it's the devil in disguise. Man, 60 shots is way too much for one mistaken lie. And after all that happened, we woke up in the morning and America is acting, putting on the front and promises of action. The prompt asked me if my safety's in question. I acknowledge my white privilege, but others feel the suppression.